Google and Yahoo have teamed up to change the game of email marketing. Find out how in this episode. Ready? Let's go.
Welcome to the Everything Email Podcast with Ken Countess. Ken is a world-renowned email marketing expert. He'll help you 10x your business with email strategies that generate more sales. And now, here's Ken Countess.
Hey, welcome to this week's episode of the Everything Email Podcast. I'm Ken Countess. This week we're going to talk about something super important that you may or may not be aware of, and that is that Google and Yahoo are changing the game of email marketing, and we're going to dive into that in just a moment. I just want to remind you, by the way, that if you have not yet started using email marketing, now's a perfect time to do it. Go to thebestemailaoffer.com to learn more. Okay, let's talk about how Google and Yahoo are changing the game of email marketing. Let me ask you this question. Do you know if your messages are making it to the inbox, or are they going to the junk folder, or are they even being delivered at all? Well, effective February 1st of 24, Google and Yahoo are going to actively reject emails. So I'm going to teach you in the next few minutes how to be sure that your emails do in fact reach the inbox. Email rules are changing, and it's Google and Yahoo that are to credit or blame. What's happening is both Yahoo and Google are strengthening their email security measures, particularly in the area of authentication. Authentication requirements will affect all email senders effective February 1st of 2024, and that's to improve deliverability and prevent spam. Emails that are sent without proper authentication after February 1st may be bounced, or they may wind up in the junk or spam folder, or even worse, the ISPs, the internet service providers, may not even deliver your email at all, and you won't even know it. So I've used this word authentication. What is it? Well, authentication helps protect email recipients against fraudulent messages such as scams and phishing attempts, phishing, P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. And it's important to know that authentication is designed to prevent any emails sent from unauthenticated email addresses from reaching a recipient's inbox. Now you're thinking to yourself, what does this mean in plain English, Ken? Well, once again, authentication standards are designed to reduce spoofing, phishing, and spamming. What authentication does is it verifies that a message actually came from your organization, and it helps protect your organization's brand reputation. Now, authentication isn't new. Authenticating outbound email, it's an industry best practice. It's actually been in place for over 10 years, but it's not widely understood. The less your emails appear to be potentially spam, the more likely a mailbox provider will route your emails into the inbox and not the spam folder. Now, there are a couple of basics to authentication. We're not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but it's made up of three essential elements. One is called DKIM, D-K-I-M, and what DKIM is it's short for Domain Keys Identified Mail. In plain English, it's an email security standard that's designed to verify that a message wasn't altered in transit between the sender and the recipient. And now DKIM can be added to this thing called Domain Name System, DNS records of your sending domain, and it can be used independently or in combination with SPF. This is starting to sound like alphabet soup, doesn't it? So what's SPF? Well, that's short for Sender Policy Framework. And SPF in plain English basically allows a domain to publicly state which IP addresses, or in plain English, email servers, are allowed to send email on its behalf. What happens is a domain will publish a list of servers that are authorized to send email on its behalf. Now, you may be sending email from your own domain, totally cool, make sure you're authenticated, or maybe you're sending it through an email marketing service, MailChimp, Constant Contact, Aweber, Keep, and so on. If the email comes from a legitimate server, it's accepted by the receiving internet service provider for additional filtering. But if it doesn't come from a recognized server, the email can be blocked from delivery or routed instead to a spam folder. And then there's something called DMARC. DMARC is short for Domain-Based Message Authentication, Reporting, and Conformance. In plain English, it's not really authentication, but it's a policy statement that's made by a domain owner about how email from their domain should look. And basically what it does is it checks the from address of your messages, makes sure that it lines up in the same domain as the from address. Now, what else do you need to know? If you're sending business email, you can no longer use a free email domain for your business. So don't do yourbusiness@gmail.com. Don't do yourbusiness@yahoo.com. Those will be rejected. So once again, Google and Yahoo will actively start rejecting emails beginning February 1. You want to be sure that your emails reach the inbox, and the way you do that is by authenticating. If you'd like more information about this, reach out to me at kenisemail.com. On our homepage, there's a red button, and you can click that button and set up a free call with me, and I'll go through this in more detail. If you haven't already started using email marketing, I've got a great offer for you. Go to my website. It's kenisemail.com, and look at the top of the page. You'll see the best email offer up there. Check that out, and you'll automatically become a member of my inner circle. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Everything Email Podcast with Ken Countess. If you like the podcast, tell your friends and coworkers about it. Be sure to visit kenisemail.com to sign up for Ken's mailing list. You'll get great marketing tips every week in your inbox. Have questions? Send Ken an email. It's ken@kenisemail.com. See you next time.